Hello, everybody. Hey, Teresa.
Hello.
We are live on What's for Dinner.
Hi, guys. What's for dinner?
How's everybody doing?
All right.
What do we got going on tonight, hon?
You grilled in this pan to keep the grease 3 large ribs for me.
Yes.
So we did.
It smells delicious.
And then bacon, which you and Nate have eaten most of it.
Yeah, bacon in the air fryer?
Yep.
Nice.
And then eggs that I've already put on a couple plates.
Yeah, go over there in a second. So, the bacon in the air fryer you do, it just takes like, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, it takes
super fast.
10 minutes like per tray. So just, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah. And then for the ribeyes and the filet we did tonight, I usually smother them in avocado oil, and then I'll cover them with a Jane's Crazy mixed up seasoning. And I'll do that on both sides, and then I'll actually cook them here in the pan on the grill, and that just cuts back on the grease and allows it to cook kind of in its own fat, and also the avocado oil. And then,
so this is your ribeye.
Yep.
My little filet, which I got to finish making my plate. But we like to get the butter melting when he brings it in.
Yeah.
And then I sliced up Brussels sprouts and put avocado oil, balsamic vinegar, and just a whole bunch of seasonings and baked them. And then put some cheese and then baked them again at like 400, which they probably could stand to be a little crispier, but.
Gotcha. And can you turn the Jane's Crazy over here so people can see that? So that's our drug of choice, is putting the Jane's Crazy on our, well, just about everything actually.
Yeah, they changed this, so it looks a little different.
It's got a different container now, but that's it. We get it off of Amazon. You can buy them in like a 3-pack. So, quick question.
Yeah.
All this stuff we cook tonight. So when we talk about metabolic health, which is what you do, one of the things you do along with hormones, we are talking about our body's relationship and the reaction it has to sugar, and specifically insulin. What does it do to our insulin? And so will any of this, the food that we prepared tonight, will any of this cause your blood sugar to rise, and then that in turn cause your insulin to rise?
No, so this is fat and protein, so nothing is going to spike your sugar. There are outliers, like type 1 diabetics get a little more sugar spike from protein than other people, but if we were to have a baked potato or mac and cheese or bread with this, then all the fat in this food would get stored as fat, and you'd start burning the baked potato. So I don't want you to think you can pair foods, but that's the crux of it. If you're just eating fat and protein, your sugar and your insulin stays very stable. The way to lose weight is to reduce your insulin, whether that's, lots of different ways, but you have to lower your insulin for your body to tap into your fat stores to be able to lose fat. Otherwise, it's a losing battle. And you want to make sure you're replacing, when you go on change your life, replacing things with animal protein and animal fat, because that will leave you full faster.
Gotcha.
Or longer.
So a lot of people will ask sometimes, what kind of things can they do with regards to when they go to their provider, or they go to their, and ask them, what kind of tests can I see or can I look at? What kind of tests can my provider run for me that will show some of these markers that you're talking about and show metabolic health?
So you have to step outside the box and go to a independent lab place, like here in town and in Florida where we're from. It's any lab test now where you don't need a provider's order. But I would get a hemoglobin A1C. It's nice to know, but it is a late marker. If you've been diagnosed with diabetes with an A1C, you've been sick for about 15 years, metabolically speaking.
And a hemoglobin A1C is what?
It's a 3-month daily average of blood sugars, and that's how corporate medicine diagnoses diabetes. You need a fasting glucose and a fasting insulin. When you have these two, you can plug it into a calculator online called the HOMA IR, and you can get your insulin resistance score. You need your triglycerides and HDL. That's a really good ratio. Triglycerides divided by HDL, 1 at 1.5 and below. If it's higher than that, it's insulin resistance. Like I'm seeing a guy back this week. I was looking at his chart. His triglycerides to HDL is 19. He is severely insulin resistant, but his A1C is fat circumference, which you can do it on a calculator, but you can also Google it.
So your waist is about is a half or less than your height, basically.
Height. Yeah. So those are all great things to get started. And then understand that our food has been manipulated to be hyperpalatable, so it makes you come back for more. As soon as you spike your sugar with your oatmeal and honey, or your oatmeal and banana, or your raisin bran and banana in the morning, then it's got to fall. As soon as you start to fall in an hour and a half, you're going to be hungry again. You got to lift it back up.
Yeah.
So like for me, that would have been low-fat yogurt, low-fat granola around 10, and I could hardly wait till 10. You know, you're checking your watch to have your snack. Your sugar goes back up, then you're going to fall, then you're going to crash, then you're going to crave. Very difficult.
Real quick too, with regards to that, how do you, when you're talking about the crashing and the insulin going up and down that roller coaster ride, how does that make you feel when you're going through that? I mean, apart from the hunger side of things,
Right.
because you'll go from being full and then all of a sudden you're hungry again in an hour or two. At least that's what it does to me.
Right. I mean, I say it can make you feel like a bipolar person because you're just on a roller coaster. Your anxiety is elevated, your depression, your irritability. You're like, this, how did I get on this team? You people are stupid. Everyone's breathing loud. And meanwhile, people are like, what is she talking about? You're just a crazy person.
Yeah.
It just exacerbates every ache you have, every pain you have, every irritation you have. Your spouse will irritate you more. Your kids will irritate you more. And they'll just be like, we didn't really do much different than, all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's just harder to take.
And you wouldn't equate that to your food, you just, I know I didn't know, for years we were eating like that and we were just feeling terrible and you're like, the last thing that even crossed my mind was the food thing. How about the nappy time you would get afterwards too?
Oh my gosh, but when you're talking about food, you're talking about what I'm talking about, which is food-like substances. This is real food. Oatmeal and Pop-Tarts and Raisin Bran and Honey Bunches of Oats and bagels and bread. That is not real food with any sense of nutrients in there to give you any kind of nutrition.
Yeah.
So all the people you see walking around obese have an overabundance of energy. They just can't tap into it.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Excess energy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys tell us what you're having for dinner, and hopefully we'll see you guys at church tonight. And we love you all. And if you guys have any questions or anything, just let us know. Shoot us a little message or whatever, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
God bless you all.
Keep going.
Bye.